Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to Season 5, Episode 1 of the München Club. As always, thanks for joining me. I really do appreciate it. You're a bunch of legends. While you're here, why not smash the like button? If you're brand new, feel free to subscribe. Go and check out all my old content. Stick around for me new. And hopefully, you're going to enjoy this episode. We're going to have a live con today. We've got a bit to get through. A few transfers. We'll have a look at the season. And maybe talk about a few other things. And now delve right into the season. I think we're quite far into it, to be fair. There might only be, maybe 2 episodes this season. I'll get through it a bit. But yeah, as always, honestly, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day. So let's not waste any more of it chatting. Let's get into it. So a quick recap. Forget the Pokal. We've never done well in that. But the Bundesliga, we've been in it now for 2 years. We're going into our 3rd season. And both years, we've managed to finish 8th. This was last season. We finished 8th on 52 points. The year before, we finished 8th with 49 points. So even though we're not getting any higher, we're improving, I think. And I'm trying to do this on a budget, remember. If you watch my rebuilds, it's a lot easier with even like a bigger German team. I think because we're limited, we're fan-owned, we don't have much investment. It's hard, man. You really are looking at lower level players, but you can still get good players. You just got to search. And I do like searching. It's one of my favourite things to do. But I was excited for this year. I wanted to try and get to a point of no loans. But there's a few things that's happened. And we're going to start here with the transfers. And one of the main players to leave was Uphoff. Now, Benjamin Uphoff, I got on a free. When you get a news feed saying these players have been released, I needed a goalkeeper. And he came and he's had some good years with us, right? A couple of good years. He was like an average keeper that just did a job for me. And he was a team leader. A lot of the lads liked him. It kind of upset a few people with him going. But I've got some good young keepers. And there was a free keeper who's a bit older, but he's better, that came up for grabs on a free. So I made an executive decision, and I think we've improved. And we brought in Sven Ulrich. He was released from our arch rivals, FC Bayern. So I didn't think he'd be interested. But he was. So I know he's 35, but I think his core goalkeeping ability is a bit better. Now, I've not brought him in necessarily to be the number 1. I like him. I'm probably going to have him for a year or 2. I want to give the kids a chance. We've got a decent young goalkeeper. Spent about 15 million, probably going to increase a bit. I've not put too much debt on the club. Now, I've talked about this in other episodes where, like, my Arsenal rebuild, I went for the Wonder Kids, and then Swansea, we've gone for the next level. And I think I'm 3rd tiering it here at München for financial reasons, but you can still get great players, you know. You've just got to remember, there's some of these players who might never be a world star, can still be a very good top-level player. You've just got to give them the best chance to shine, give them games, and train them well, all that good stuff. And I found quite a few, and we managed to do quite a few good deals. Now, this is the lowest valued one, actually. It was one of my favourite. It's Vegard Lindberg. We brought him in from Stoke. Now, you might remember over the years, we've had a few players in on loan, quite a lot. And we had Hernandez last year. I wanted my own striker, and I think with this kid's pace, and he's finishing off the ball and composure all decent, he's got room to grow. Hopefully, we can help him grow. Next up, we've brought in a centre-half who can sort of cover in midfield. It's Michael Lourink. So we're going for. He's 20 years old. He's Dutch. We've got him from AZ. And again, I think he's a great player. He's not top end, but tackling 16, marking 13, positioning 14, decent physicals. He's determined. So hopefully we can make him the best player possible. Look at the values of these guys. They're not breaking the bank transfer wise. Don't get me wrong. I've been turned down by a lot of teams for different players. Most of these aren't my first choice, but you can still honestly find good players. Just got to look. Next up, we've brought Brian Aguirre. That's what we're calling him. Could potentially cost me 16 million eventually. Initial fee is quite low. He's got to score a lot of goals. But again, he's a young player, 20 years old. Quite a bit of an outlay, but I liked his crossing. I think he can improve as a player. He could be a bit quicker. But again, best of a bunch, really. He's never really played top flight football. This is his chance to shine. Next is a guy called Frederick Hellwig, who is a German, but he's come out of Bayer Leverkusen. They didn't like him. When he was a kid, he must have been average. He's gone over to Dynamo, played about a season at Dynamo. And I like him. Initially, when we scouted him, that was great. I always go off my potential ability. But then I looked at his positioning and I thought, Jesus. Defensive midfielder, centre-half, can cover at right back, could even cover on the left wing. I mean, what a player to have. A bit weird he's a right back and not a left back. when he's left-footed. That is a bit random. But 18 years old, obviously German, a secondo volante as well. Next is one of my biggest signings, or the biggest signing of the season. Could cost 70 million eventually down the line. And it's 19-year-old Robert Sprout. We brought him from Aston Villa. Surprised we got him, to be fair. Now, a lot of these kind of players you find, and you'll go to a team like Aston Villa and ask for him, and they want 60 million, don't they? You probably know that for yourself. But you just keep trying, and sometimes they'll come up with they'll be happy with 15 or 20. And then when they say I want 20 million, just try and break that 20 million down to say like 5 million, 10 million if you score goals, another 5 million if you play for your country 20 times. And then you might have to add some extras on just to sweeten the deal, like 25% future fee. And that's just how I do business. But this kid's a wonder kid, man. So I was absolutely delighted. Last but not least, we've brought a young Spaniard called Salva. But we've actually brought him in from Argentina, I think, San Lorenzo. I mean, it cost me 7 million. Eventually it'll cost me 7 million. Again, packed with potential. Central midfielder, which I like him. He's determined, he can pass, he's got technique. He's got good first touch for a 20-year-old. I think he can get better. Now, this is a squad, and straight away, hopefully you've noticed, we've got no loans. We're going into this first season with no loans. And that's not because there's no good loans. There's some amazing players out there. Like, they could take us next level, I think. With what we're building in the background as well, I think we could definitely get above 8th with a couple of loans, a fancy winger and a good striker and a defender, all that. But I've got to draw the line, and I'm drawing the line now and say, look, let's the loans off because they're great for a year. But I've got a squad here now that I think can achieve an 8th again. I don't think it's going to go backwards. The young players are good. All these ones that I highlighted have come through the academy while I've been a manager, which is amazing. And that's not with all them wonder kids, well, they're not wonder kids, but all them top level ones we've already got down in the under 19. So I've got, what I wanted to do is obviously not get sacked and try and do this. I didn't want to go out and spend a shit ton of money. Just try and do a slow build and make something special. But then if you look at the ages as well, let's change the ages here. We've got some great young players. We've signed good young players. Don't forget, we've still got Tavali, ace player, Blazic, the left back. So I've got 2 quality full backs with the 2 good ones from the academy. What's it called? Depov and Heinrich. So it's looking good, man. Add Salva into the mix. Hopefully, if Lingard, or what his name is, what's my striker called? Or what I call him, Lingard. I don't know why, because if I call him Lingard, he won't score goals. Lindberg. There we go. Not Lingard. I'm liking it. I think we've got a good, young, exciting team. And financially, we're actually in a decent place. Now, we've not had loads of investment. It's just like, I cut a few players. I think the wages gone down a bit. We've brought a bit of money in, but nothing major, just from players from München too. A couple $100,000 here or there. But because I've only had an initial layout of 15 million, we've technically still got a bit there. And I've got loads to play with. I could keep adding to this team, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with these boys and see if we can make them good. Now, we're actually planning on expanding the stadium again. Luckily though, we don't have to leave this time, so we're not sharing with anyone. We're staying at our home. Maybe because it's in the planning stage, we'll wait and see what happens, but that's brilliant. I did put it in place. It's not actually in place, this stadium. This stadium is 1860 Munich Stadium. I did put in the editor, I gave it the ability to go up because I didn't want to leave. I want to stay in our spiritual home and hopefully make it a fortress. So that's what's happening. We're improving the training facilities as well, data analysis. So again, the club is on the up. And each year we're improving the squad and the money's going up. So honestly, I feel well good about this. We're also bringing a new goalkeeping coach and we've got this geezer from Kaiserslautern. So really happy. I mean, I know he's 64, so he might not have many years left, but he's a top end coach. So yeah, the staff looks great. And again, with the staff, as an overall overview, you can see it's still the best in the Bundesliga, and I think that's what helps us. Well, it's helped us last 2 years finish 8th. Now, you might be thinking, not having them loans and that extra bit of quality, is it going to affect us? Or having a team that is a team and they're all here for the cause, will that help us? Over to the pre-season, and yeah, we went to America. I know I bore you probably to tears with my American journeys. Sometimes I might go to China, but I just think I like the idea of America. I just think it's a great place, and I wanted to try and play different teams. Teams we could beat as well to build up my morale, because morale is very important, as you probably know in Football Manager. So we played Pittsburgh, Sacramento, Cosmos and Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati are they a team in the MLS now? I think they are, aren't they? But you know, we've got to go to some amazing places. I love Sacramento as a club, great club. Love to see them in the MLS. I'd love to see New York Cosmos in the MLS. But we played 4 games, we kept it simple, we won them all. We didn't even concede a goal. And this is a pure example of the differences, especially with us at the bottom and our rival at the top. Player wage expenditure in the Bundesliga. And I mean, this is per week. So Bayern Munich spend £4 million a week on their players, and we beat them, remember, 3-1 last year. Don't forget that. I'll never forget it. Look where we are. We spend £325,000. I love it when you're like at that level, but you punch above your weight. It makes this game more fun. We're here to see a couple of things, and the first thing I've noticed is some of my staff, especially the under-19 manager, is on a month-to-month contract. Couple of my coaches are as well. I need to sort that out, don't I? I'll sort that out. But the main reason we're here is if you look at the board. Now, there's a couple of the old boys still there. Rudy Voller's still here, Bernard Patz and so on. But you may or may not remember, but Mr. Hans Gruber only wanted to do one term. He did 4 years. He laid the foundation. He rebuilt the club. So he's an amazing fella. But when the new guy came in, Peter Webber, he won the election. He decided to have a mini clear out, and he got rid of Webber's missus. And he also got rid of Ralph Wiederheim, the guy who designed the logo and the whole club name. So they've left the board. And I've never really played much with fan-owned teams where you have a president and so on. Always played with normal teams where if they have a takeover, the new owner comes in and says, oh, well, I like this guy, so you might get the sack. And then over a bit of time, they'll say, it's okay, your job's safe. That never happened. So maybe Peter's just very happy with me. Or it's just a bit different, but he's sound. He's the guy who's okayed all this new shit. No investment either. He's not come in and put any money in. He's just took over. Kicked off with the Pokal as well. The first round has been played. We played Sandhausen and we beat him 3-2. It's a bit of a tough game, to be fair. And I didn't beat him. I thought we'd do a lot better. And they matched us, man. They matched us toe for toe. So maybe was that a sign that the boys maybe need a bit more quality? But I don't think so. I mean, Tavali and Salva in the middle are looking good. And also, you may not have noticed, but I'm changing tactic. I enjoyed it so much with the Swansea that I thought I'd give it a go. Yeah, it's the Reckonists Scholesy tackle thing. So I was going to try it. I've got 3 there loaded up. One of them is the Volcano. It's my go-to one if I need it. And then we'll just mix it up a bit and see what happens. After only 2 games, we're 7th. We've won 1, lost 1. But it's all right. Greeling has scored 3 goals, by the way. But it's all right. I want to try something different. So we're going to jump forward to where we're going to play the live comp, and we'll catch up on all the results that I've played up until that point. But while we're here, before we go any further, this is just the squad depth, just to give you an idea. And this is the goalie that I think is decent. Handling 14, reflexes 16. He's 20 and he's Serbian. We bought him a couple of years ago now. And he's just improving. And improving. He's a big lad. He's the same size as me. I wish I weighed 12. If I weighed 12 stone though, I'd look like I was dying. Jesus Christ. Well, he's nearly 13 stone. I weigh 18. So, yeah. But I think he's got a good future. The defence, I'm liking it. I think we've got 3 really good centre-halves now. And Lang, who's one of the young ones. 4 great full-backs, 2 great ones on each side. Central midfield with Tavali, Salva, Pidgey, remember, don't forget him. We've got obviously Mafundu as well. The wingers are looking good. Striker-wise, it's not bad. We've still got Noel Bilic at the back as well, to be behind Lindberg. So, it's a good young team. Let's be positive, eh? Well, we're going to come back here. It's the 3rd of December, and we are going to be playing Bayer Leverkusen. Not because I fancy winning. They're bloody tough. It's at home. They're higher than us in the league. But just so you can get an overall quick view of what's going on. Money's dropping a bit, but we're paying off players. Lingard's done well with 9 goals. It's because we are 6, right? But I wanted to come on this page because you get this. Look at this. We've been third, second, third, first. So we kicked off our campaign against Leipzig, as you can see. You know the first 2 results, 1-1, lost 1. We won against Holsten Pils, and then we went a fantastic run. This tactic's pretty good. A few close results, but we beat some decent teams. And then we beat an amazing team, 4-1. What? Beat Wolfsburg, then we got back to Stuttgart, beat Werder Bremen, beat Nuremberg, who I love, and then we've lost our last 2 games. 2 games I thought we would have won. Disappointing, but if you look at that last one, we did have 2 red cards. Doesn't help. I had no strikers. I had 4 at the back, 2 in the middle. Then I think I had 1 at the front there. It was an absolute. It was a nightmare, but we soldiered on through it. So yeah, we've got a tough run now. Leverkusen, Schalke, Bayern. Not going to be easy. If we can pick up any points out of these, it'd be good. Hopefully, we can pick up some points today in a live comp. Now Stuttgart, beat us in the league. You've just seen that 4-2 at their place. But then only a couple of games later, it was the second round of the VOLCANO, and we battered them, even statistically, but average rating wise, great. I mean, Lindbergh. I thought he was going to be good. I like the look of him, but you never know with some players. I've had plenty of players that look great on paper. And shit. But this kid, I'm liking him. And we've got a great chance of actually getting through to the next round because, no offence, but this is Ingolstadt. Bundesliga 2. 15th. So if we didn't beat these, I'd be massively disappointed, so we are going for this. Here's a squad at the moment. We're approaching the halfway point, really, because we have a big break, don't we, as well? Winter break here in Germany. I'd like the team to be playing a bit better, but I can't really knock being 6th, flirting with the top 3. Still in the cup, so I'm sticking with the tactic for now. I've got a few other tactics I want to try out, to be fair. I'm going to try them out on rebuilds and then see how they go, and I might implement them into this. Now, I used to make my own. I know people moan if you don't sometimes, but I have to play a lot of Football Manager with the rebuilds and that, and this series. I ain't got time to test tactics anymore. I just can't be arsed. I'd rather someone else do it. Now, a few players are unhappy because of people moaning, people want wage rises, all that stuff. I'm going to have to get round to that. I played this the other day and I've just been playing it and ignoring all that crap. But now I'm looking at it, I'm realising Salva, Enric and Bilic, they want to play more. Salva, what's Salva moaning at? What are you moaning at? Why is Grealinger moaning? Lost trust in his manager. That's because, remember, he wanted me to sign a big time midfielder when he signed or something like that. And I didn't. Because you're my big time midfielder, you tit. Anyway, it's not affected his performance. The lads are doing alright, really. I'm happy. Goals wise, Lindbergh, Grealinger chipping in, still playing. Brian Aguirre, decent player as well. So, buzzing really. Welcome to the Grunwalder Stadion here in downtown Munich. It's looking a lot better these days. It's been improved. Now this team of mine is decent, right? It's my back two, my 2 centre halves, my starting centre halves both suspended. One's got a knock. So we've got Lang and Mfundu, who are decent. It's just the one bad thing about this team. The rest of the team is the first team at the minute. My wingers and my fullbacks have already got a link. The 3 in the middle, I've got a triangle link, which is amazing. It's just Tavali. He's not fully fit. He's match fit. He's recovering from a knock. Here we go. I'm excited. I'll be honest with you. It's not that we're inconsistent. I just don't know sometimes who's going to show up. Do you know what I mean? You need them to have an off day. You need our crowd to get behind us. But straight away there on the attack. Also, if you notice, I put the kid in goal. Petrovic. He's decent. He's decent. It's one of them, innit? You've got to play him eventually. If you don't play him, what's the point in having youth players? Seriously, it's the best way. I think it's the best way to make him better. Oh, look at that, over the top. We all get pissed off with it. Lindbergh should have finished it. A lot of people are moaning about that. Someone asked me, am I sick of it happening? Well, sort of. It happens to you, but you also do it yourself, don't you? I mean, that's probably one of the match engine seems not as good as 19. There you go, over the top, 1-on-1. Can't score it either. Don't forget though, if you enjoyed the series, smash the like button. If you want to help my channel a little bit more, you can always pledge to me Patreon. Become part of the Bootyverse. When it comes to content going forward, I've got loads of ideas. When it comes to my stories, I'm not sure what I'm doing with them. I've got another idea. I might put that out in a couple of weeks. I ain't got the time to do everything I want. I want to do American Premier League, which will be a database and a one-off episode, maybe a 2-part special showing you the American Premier League. Oh, dude, if you don't get sent off, I'll have that yellow. Thank fuck. The Journeyman, which I have to play a season a week, so I need to think how I'm going to do this. I might have to like calm down on the rebuilds. I've got a new rebuild coming out soon, and just spread stuff out. It's just time, you know. Son, wife, job. It's hard, man. I wish I could do it. If I could do this full time, I'd do a video every day. I'd do a video every single day and I'd not get bored. You might. I won't. Half an hour ago, I've just demanded more. This game feels a bit flat. I've demanded more. It's not come through yet. Whatever their managers said, they are loving it. So why has mine not come through? It did it. I've missed it. And it was just Aguirre who got motivated from it. Brilliant. But it is bang even, really, isn't it? They've changed their approach and are going more attacking. Ooh, maybe we'll get them on the break. Come on, boys. Well done. Salva. Like it. Oh, vision pass to Lindbergh. 1-on-1. What is it with 1-on-1s in this game? Well, it's half time. I think we're edging the opportunities. They're edging the possession, but it is really an even game. We've got 4 yellows. Might have to make some subs just to try and not go down to 9 men again, like we did in the last game. Right then, second half's kicking off. I made a couple of changes. I brought on Sven Fiora. I always feel dodgy saying his name, the Fiora. He's come on the right wing for Grealinger because he was shit. And I've changed the right back because he was tired. And yeah, is what it is. Tavali though, I'm going to give him a little bit longer. And then we'll maybe at the 60-minute mark, we'll change him up if I can. I'll give him an ass kicking. They all were up for it. Bloody hell, that was a bit shady. Oh, Jesus Christ. What was that? I'm not going to take him off now, am I? Because he's going to get sent off. The fucking idiot. What was that about? I mean, he's a top player, right? But what was that? He missed his tackle from behind, and I went, ooh. And it's like, I'm going to get him anyway. And just ran after him and did it again. Yeah, we've gone like a 4-2-3. Heigl's moved up. And then we've gone strikerless. Strikerless used to work on all the games quite a bit, really. Some people absolutely love strikerless tactics. Lindbergh, he's dropped back into an AMC role. He's like a shadow striker, so... Is what it is. We'll see what we can do. I've still got a sub in the bank. I can't say I'm happy. We're getting a few too many reds. You're always on the back foot, aren't you, when you haven't got as many playing on the pitch? Yeah, but come on, lads. We can do this. Off, off, off. No fucking hell. He didn't even get a yellow card for that. Oh, who needs one? Who needs one? Lange. Out of nowhere. Come on, kid. 1-0. You having that? München Club? Are you having that? Look at them. They are not happy. Them players uninterested. I have to praise you. I've still got a sub and all. If we can hang on here, don't balls. We can hang on. Do you ever do time wasting subs near the end where you've got a couple left? You might notice it sometimes. I'll do subs late on. I feel like it's time wasting, breaking up the rhythm of the game. Might try that. Can't believe that though. I'll take this. Come on, boys. Come on, can we hang on? 1-on-1 with the keeper though. Go! Oh, well done, kid. Okay, last 10 minutes, Lindbergh's come off because he's started to struggle. You'll notice he's dropped back. He's not suiting it. He's not liking it. He's dropped down to a red at 6. So we brought on Baumgartel. Great name. He's one of the first good youth players we had. We wanted to start playing straight away, but I couldn't because he was too young. But he can play as an AMC and a winger and a striker. He's got a lot of potential. He'll just suit that position more, really. But we've got 4 minutes of extra time. And it has been the Kaiserslautern show. An absolute bombardment since we scored. I'm not using them shout-outs. I very rarely use them anymore. I feel like on FM19, I used to always use them. But I think on FM20, they got worse. Some of them just are negative, 2 negative Nellies. Go on, keeper. Balls up. Pass it in. I've not seen any real shit, you know. I know some people have posted them online. I've not really seen many balls ups. Do you know where the goalkeeper throws it in his own net? Jesus Christ. We are hanging on here, aren't we? Come on, referee. Pull up. Whistle, ref. Hey. Hey. Soldiered on through. Got battered in the last 20 minutes. Don't matter. There we are. We're back up to 3rd, which is a beautiful thing. I've been feeling down a bit recently. I'm not going to lie. I've not had the best couple of days. I've not been poorly. Obviously, my son was in hospital last week. I've had a bit of shit. So, yeah. I'll be honest with you. I got up this morning thinking, I don't know if I'm going to make this today. I didn't feel it. But I've made it. We've got to the end of it. And that result and this game always finds a way to cheer me up. So, yeah. Happy days. Now, we've still got to play Bayern twice. We're playing them in 2 days. But we're playing them 3rd game from the end of the season. So, what I'm thinking is I'll play up to that for the next episode. If we're going some amazing cup run and get to the cup final, obviously that'll be the next episode. But I'm thinking we'll keep it to 2 with this. I think we've done all right with that. I like getting through it quick. It's easy to follow, isn't it? Well, there we have it, München Club. A victory, 3rd in the league with our own team. Got some good young players. Do I think we'll stay there? No, but I'd like to just get higher than 8th and maybe achieve continental football next year. Some kind of, whatever level, Champions League, Europa League 2, I don't care. Something like that would be awesome. But hopefully you enjoyed that episode and you're going to smash that like button. Maybe even subscribe if you've not subscribed yet. Catch up on the whole series. It won't take you long. Stick around for the new. Like I said, this is carrying on now for a bit. Why not? Got the Journeyman soon. The rebuilds might slow down as long as the stories and stuff. Because I really want to get stuck into that Journeyman. A lot of people love that last year. Once a week on a Saturday night. I can't wait to get back into that. If you ever want to talk to me, feel free. You know how to get in touch. I've been Booed. I'll see you next time.